If you're seeing this, it means that YouTube is doing a great job in reaching the type of person I want to watch videos. I have spent the last 2.5 years every single day working on my YouTube channel. That may be releasing a video. It may be getting ready to release a video and preparing one. It could be looking at my stats and metrics and just going all in on the data, experimenting, doing things for weeks or months at a time just to see if it works and having ups and downs, mostly ups though. YouTube has been incredibly helpful to my business, and understatement, right? It's helped me make millions of dollars in the last 2.5 years. And I know that it has helped a lot of other people make a good amount of money if they spend time on it. What happens usually though is that people give it a try, if they even try it at all. They will try it for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a couple of months. They won't see any traction. They won't see a lot of views or even any views. They won't see that people are leaving comments or liking it. And they think it doesn't work for them for some reason. That there's some reason that they, of all people, the algorithm doesn't work for. Works for millions of others, but not them. And so they stop and they miss out on the revenue that it could bring in, on the awareness, the brand awareness, on just the thought leadership that it helps you put out into the world. And I want to help you decide not to do this. So I actually post maybe 5 times a week. Sometimes I've posted much more than that. Sometimes I've posted less than that. But I usually probably an average of 5 times per week. And that's a lot. Okay. That's new content. That's usually me talking for 10, 20, 30, maybe even more minutes at a time. And it's because I have a lot of information that I have in my head and I want to make sure that it gets out into the world so that you can make money faster, so that you can have freedom faster. One tactic that I have seen in studying is something that I'm going to experiment with. And that is I am going to, or I have already opened a new YouTube channel. Now, I have a few YouTube channels. Most of them I don't use, but I have a few. If you're just starting out, or even if you've been doing this for a while and you're just trying to make the first one work, please stick to one channel. Don't try to copy this, but do learn from this. So what I'm doing is I am going to look at the Book of Hormozy, and that is Alex Hormozy, who is a marketing guru. He has a major, major channel for info, and it's a business channel. It has millions of subscribers, and he gets a ton of views and super high production, huge team. We could never keep up. But one thing he's doing, and I started hearing from him about this several months ago when I was in person with him at an event where he was speaking and I was invited as a guest. And we got to talk about, what he's doing on YouTube. And this was the first time I heard him. I think it was probably 9 months ago. Heard him say that he was going to launch this channel, a new channel, and he was going to have this channel not worry about number of subscribers, but instead worry about the very specific titles, thumbnails, and content of these videos. This is what you should do on your main channel too, but this is where things get a little bit different. What he does on this separate channel is that he releases 5 to 20 clips of himself, not shorts, not vertical, long clips, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10, 12, 13, 10 to 20 per day on this channel. And each of these has a very simple thumbnail. It's not like the big thumbnails that he has on his other channel where it's very optimizing for color schemes and all this. It is, and by the way, they do that if you didn't know, it is just a picture of him, usually with his tank on, because that's his style. And he's probably standing at a microphone or he's saying something or he's at a desk. Really simple. And the titles are the most important part because the titles are hyper specific. How to take your plumbing business from 100,000 to 300,000 in 1 year. Very specific. How to use meta ads when you have a $10,000 budget per month. Super specific. On his other channel, his bigger channel by number of subscribers, he has things like, how to get rich or the things I would tell myself at 20 that I don't know now, that I didn't know then. These are broader. And yes, they're specific to sales and business growth. And he has himself done, a lot of money, but they're bringing in a ton of different people. And then some of those people will go on to work with him, pay him, and that's how he makes his money. It's a very good model. And it's the model that I think you should do because everybody here can do that. But this model, as he revealed shortly after he started his experiment, makes him more money than the first model. So he has something like 40 times the number of subscribers on his big channel, 40 times the number of subscribers. But he makes more money from the second channel. Now, don't get this confused with AdSense or monetizing your channel. He's going to make several $1,000s per month because of the channel. He may make $1 million plus a year on that. We're not talking about AdSense or monetization on YouTube. We're talking about his ability to hyper home in on who he's talking to, who he's trying to attract based on the title and the content of the video, which is usually a Q&A that he's answering, and it's just a great snippet. And then in that, on the video itself, he has a little thing about here's a lead magnet that'll help you. And then he brings people in with links in his description and his pinned comment. And if you do this 10, 20 times per day, it doesn't matter if the views are lower per video. What matters is how many people are being hyper targeted by this algorithm because YouTube is so good at this. So what ends up happening is he has these drier, more Q&A, brass tacks kind of videos that are just helpful. And someone sees the title and they're like, that's me. And let's say that on his big videos, which let's say he releases 1 or 2 a week, let's say they get 200,000 views. Well, just a small percentage of those people may go on to pay him $600,000 to $100,000. But let's say one video on this other channel gets 300 views, but 150 of those people are the plumber making $100,000 who wants to now make 300,000. And there's an offer for them on the other side of that link. Once they get on a call or once they go into his world, that's like, I'll take you from 100 to 300,000 for $30,000. That plumber may be in that pain point of like, yes, I want that. I want to go higher. They may have the means to do so, and they may be able to make the decision faster because you hyper focused on who I am. Now, again, I want to say that most people need to stick to that main channel and use some of those lessons for the videos they do put out. Consistently putting out a video once per week for the whole 6 months or so will change your life. If you look at what the title, the thumbnail, you bring people in, the content is really good. You get started with that first few seconds, you get started right away to help people. This is the YouTube algorithm doing its job. Now, someone like Hormozy or even someone like me who has so many videos out into the world, and we've been able to look at this data, now we can go over here to the second channel and say, let's do it. Let's use the YouTube algorithm in a different way. And so that is what I'm experimenting with. I started this channel several months ago. I then pivoted the channel to something that the second channel, I mean, and I'm going to link to the second channel below. I'd love for you to join, but I want you to join if this is the case. So if you want to subscribe, you can. If you are someone who makes $200,000 or more per year in your career, or you have a net worth of $1 million or more, or your company, your business makes $1 million or more per year. So rewind that if you didn't catch it all. Then you're going to get the most out of this channel, this second channel. Not to say you don't subscribe to it, do whatever you'd like, but you will get the most out of the channel if you are in those categories. And what am I doing there? So I'm coming back over to you. If you're someone who doesn't make this amount, I'm telling you, look, the strategy is to really be specific with your titles and be specific with what you say in your videos. Now, what you could do if you have the one channel, which I highly recommend, it's the fourth time I'm saying that, so I mean it. No matter how much money you make now, you can always make more. Can we agree on that? No matter how much money you make now, you can always make more. So if you make 100,000 a year on your coaching, or you make 300,000 a year in your coaching, a million on your coaching, come see me. And the second channel will help you. If you make less than that, this will work too. You want to be specific with who is the end user watching my videos? What do I want them to get out of the videos? And what behavior do I want them to have? Do I want them to click onto something? Do I want to get them on a call? Do I want them to look at a website? Do I want them to simply know my face the next time they see me and know the name associated and just think of me as someone who knows stuff? If you think through that and then you start making content that would help that person do that thing, and you're super specific about it, and you help them click on it, and then it doesn't matter if you have 10 people watching or 1,000 people watching, as long as the right people are watching.